All right, so finishing up day 2 with the Bronco. I didn't film a lot because I drove this thing all day today, back and forth between Buckeye, Avondale. Just did daily driver stuff, you know. I just took my family out for dinner, and then I also encountered some like dirt roads, and then I went through this like really nasty, beat up looking street on purpose to kind of just see what it's like to drive through stuff like that in the Bronco. And I really didn't like the ride. Like, it wasn't as comfortable, and that's mainly too because this is like the more off-road suspension, but it is like an upgraded Bilstein shocks, and they're a little bit more stiffer, so the ride wasn't as comfortable as if it was just the standard base model without the Sasquatch package. So the suspension, kind of weird. Not a big deal, obviously. If you're daily driving this, it's not going to be like a total con where you're not going to get this car strictly because of that ride quality. Aside from that, everything else went well. Space wise, you know, my family fit in here pretty fine. The back seat, I'm going to say it's more of a 2-seater in the back. 3-seater would be kind of stretching it for adults, because you better be real comfortable with each other because you're gonna be real tight back there. But yeah, 2 adults, maybe a kid in the middle. There's no way you're gonna put 3 grown adults back there, average size adults, because it is gonna be pretty tight. Front seats, I'm 5'6", 230-ish pounds. All muscle, of course, and I fit in these seats pretty nice. Like, I don't feel uncomfortable. The seats are actually kind of nice for me. If you're taller or you're in the 6 foot, you know, same weight category, I don't know how well that's going to feel for you, but you know, if you're buying a Bronco, you're most likely going to sit in one before you actually sign the paperwork, so you know, you do your research there. But so far I'm liking it, and yeah, I don't know. I don't really have anything negative to say about it just yet, aside from the fact that it's super loud in here. The engine really, I mean, I know it's a 4-cylinder, so I can't really complain much about that, but I keep noticing it more and more that, you know, this car is quick for what it is. You know, it makes you want a little bit more power, and I wish they just would have went with the V6, 2.7 all around. But whatever, maybe that'll feel a little better. I haven't driven one, so I can't really say. But yeah, so far day 2, pretty nice. I'm digging it still. It's just loud. That's really it. All right, some of the things I'm digging for the inside of the car is how nice the interior is, in terms of like the tech on it. That's one of the main reasons why I did an allocation for a Ford Raptor 2021, I guess, but I ended up canceling that. But I really just wanted the tech. I think the upgraded tech on the 2021 was almost worth it to me, because I'm kind of tired of plugging in my phone for Apple CarPlay. Right now I'm not using a cable or anything for Apple CarPlay, which I think is, I'm really loving that feature. I get in the car and everything's already working. The only downside to that is now my phone is uncharged more often than not, because my phone isn't plugged in. So I just jump into this thing and just kind of don't plug my phone in, or don't even think about it, because I know it's wireless now. The interior is really nice for, you know, nighttime driving. It has these map lights up there, so it kind of lights up these controls here. These are the, you know, you got your front locker, rear locker, and your turn assist. I think traction off, I believe, and then your emergency lights. It also lights up the bottom area here. You know, not super bright, but it does kind of give you a little reference point of where things are. All right, so these are the headlights. If I turn them all the way off, obviously pitch black. If I turn them all the way back on, they're LED lights. The high beams work really nice too. You get a lot of reach out there. But if you're gonna be driving off-road, you are gonna need some better lighting, because obviously you need to throw some light further down the trail so you can see what's coming up if you're going super fast. If not, I still recommend getting some type of lighting. I know Baja Designs has a fog light kit that you can install to get a little bit more spread to the sides. That way you see what's around you. But yeah, so far the headlights are pretty dope. I like them. All right, so just got back to California this morning. I didn't record anything for day 3 with the Bronco, but I did drive it all day because it was my daily driver when I was out there. The main question that I was asking myself the whole time I was driving it on day 3 was, do I see myself purchasing this car now that I've driven it? Because it was a car that I really wanted to check out for myself and actually drive it, not just watch YouTube videos on it. And the answer is going to be no. If I do decide to pick up a Ford Bronco, it's going to be that Raptor version of it, mainly because I feel like that one's going to be a little bit better, and they're going to actually dial it in a little better because it's going to be the Raptor version of the Bronco. So kind of like the, you know, the F-150 Raptor, they kind of did a little bit better job with that one, I feel. So I'm really looking forward to that Bronco Raptor, and if I do end up getting a Bronco, it is going to be that one. I'll probably have to trade in my 2020 Raptor truck for it, but I'm not really too worried about it, because if it's not going to be the Bronco Raptor, it's probably going to be the Raptor, the F-150 Raptor truck for 2021. I did have an allocation for that like a few months ago, but I canceled it because the dealers weren't working with me in terms of markup, as well as a few other dealerships. They wanted like 10, 15, 20 grand extra on top of MSRP, and I wasn't going to do that, so I just canceled my allocation, took my deposit back. So as soon as those vehicles become readily available, that's probably something that I'm going to look into. The Ford Bronco was amazing though. The only real like con that I found in it was the suspension components being very exposed, and that was kind of weird to me because I feel like the Bronco was marketed towards the off-road community, and it just had a lot of weird weak points in my opinion. Also, the back seat is really a 2-seater for adults. I don't see it as a 5-seater car. The cargo space is okay, I guess, but not for me, at least personally. I use my truck a lot and I load it up with a bunch of stuff, so I just don't see it working out for me at this time. But yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts on the Bronco. I really liked it. It was a fun car to drive. The gas mileage was dope. I was getting 16.8 with the 2.3 4-cylinder. So I'm wondering what the 2.7 6-cylinder does, but I was getting pretty decent gas mileage for the truck having 35-inch tires, and it was slightly lifted because of that Sasquatch package. So that was pretty good gas mileage in my opinion, because, you know, a lot of us that have trucks and stuff are dealing with like 11 or 13 miles per gallon. So I feel like that was pretty decent. So yeah, that's pretty much my final thoughts on that Bronco. So hopefully we'll see one in the near future.